My name is Ruth Kraft, and I'm the founder and executive director of Community Calling. So we are a nonprofit 501c3 that is located our base is located in West Palm Beach, Florida. And we've been around since 2018 is when I officially started it. We train and mentor birth doulas, birth or postpartum doulas, childbirth educators, lactation consultants, anyone who works in a non-medical way outside of hospitals, etc., but can work, we call them birth workers in general, to help new parents kind of ease into parenting. I travel around the country and I train birth workers, and so I would notice when I would go to Alaska or Hawaii or California in some areas where there either was a large indigenous population who they just don't make the same kind of money as a lot of especially upper middle class white wealthy people kind of thing. And so, but at the same time, their culture needs to have this kind of trained support, but also the support to be able to get into this work so that we could diversify this field overall, because for the longest time, it really was just mostly white women in this field. To help people kind of give them that little leg up to be able to start it was certainly part of it. So I thought if I can train people and help them get into this, and then I can also pay those people to go help all of these other people, then they get to do the community work as well, but also to be able to get paid for it while the other person still gets the services. So it's kind of like a win-win in my head for everybody, assuming we can find the funding to be able to do it. And then that way the people who need it get served and the people who are doing the work get paid so that they can still continue to serve in the way that they want to, while also being able to pay their bills. So I definitely get a lot of feedback, because one of the things that in order for people to be able to accept getting the help that we offer, I have them fill out a survey at the end of it. So that's kind of the only stipulation. Like, they don't have to pay us anything. They don't have to do anything, to make it happen, other than they have to agree to give us a survey. I get feedback pretty regularly from just people in the community who hear about what we're doing. Someone sent me a text yesterday and said, "You're doing really good things." Like, people don't realize it seems so small, but how the big impact for the little things that you're doing is really big. So, keep going, keep going, keep going. And which is good to hear, because it's a lot of work on the back end to try to get some of this stuff to play out. We want to continue growing this program specifically because it has such a huge impact, but I also would like to be able to expand it to be able to help people pay for things that there is no other way to be able to pay for, right? Like, there are so many different places where people can get like diapers at diaper banks and stuff like that, but there isn't a place that someone can go to who they have insurance, they're going to the doctor, but they have an $8,000 deductible. And for them to be able to come up with, an extra $300 or $400 a month to be able to pay, even though they can do a payment plan, they can get behind pretty quickly, especially because of how society is right now and how expensive everything is, especially in South Florida. People are really living week to week much of the time and barely being able to get by. So, I'm not going to say I want to get to the place where I'm paying everybody's deductible and that kind of stuff, but if there was someone who was really struggling and them being able to get, $1,000 or $2,000 to be able to pay so that they can continue getting good health care from a provider that they want, or maybe to offset the cost of a home birth, or maybe they can pay for the home birth, but coming up with the extra few $100s to buy the home birth kit is too much. So there could be like a specialty fund where people can apply for kind of random things that they need in an emergency, if you will, to be able to have a good experience. Like those little things, they seem so huge, or they seem so little, but again, they're really huge, especially when you're trying to talk about how stressful pregnancy and parenting and labor and birth can be. And so if we can just like check off a few little things along the way, like sending a lactation counselor out to somebody's home so that they can continue to breastfeed and not have to worry about anything else, can change the trajectory of their postpartum time and really help with postpartum depression. And if we can help with postpartum depression, and we can help with all of the things that are going to follow and that are the side effects of postpartum depression. There's so many different things that we can do to help kind of mediate that, and it wouldn't be hard to do. So I would like to, that's kind of my next idea, is to expand to that and also do some different like group support, things around the community as well.